Hello, I'm Elizabeth Tulija, PhD, PCC executive coach, and a former Wharton professor who recently joined TalentMotives as Chief Science Officer. When organizations think about improving workforce performance, they usually focus on strategy, tools, or processes. But performance is not just operational, it's behavioral. And until you understand what drives behavior, performance will always be inconsistent. Most organizations try to improve performance without understanding what truly drives it. Performance initiatives often focus on systems, new tools, new processes, new frameworks, but those only influence behavioral structure, not the actual behavior. And behavior is what determines how work actually gets done. If you don't understand what's driving people, performance improvements tend to be temporary and not sustainable. High-performing teams aren't just skilled, they're aligned. Skill is important, but it's not what creates consistency. Alignment does. Alignment in priorities, in communication, in expectations, and in ways of working. When teams are aligned, effort compounds. When they're not, even highly skilled individuals can underperform collectively. Performance problems are often misdiagnosed. Leaders often are missing deadlines, low engagement, or providing inconsistent output, and assume it's a capability issue. But often it's not. It's a motivation issue or an alignment issue. And when the diagnosis is wrong, the solution doesn't work. You can't fix performance if you don't understand behavior. Performance is the result of behavior over time. And behavior is driven by internal factors, not just external expectations or conditions. So, if leaders only measure outputs, they miss the underlying drivers. And that leads to recurring challenges. Every team has hidden friction. Most leaders just can't see it. Friction shows up as miscommunication, slow decision-making, or lack of alignment amongst team members. But those are symptoms. The cause is often differences in how people think, prioritize, or even operate. Without visibility into those differences, friction persists. Motivation is the engine behind workforce performance. People don't perform at high levels simply because they're told to. They perform when their work aligns with what drives them. When that alignment exists, energy increases. And when energy increases, performance follows. High-performing teams are built, not assembled. Think about that. Bringing together talented individuals is not enough. Teams must be intentionally structured, such as their roles, communication styles, and expectations need to align with how people naturally operate. That's what creates cohesion and consistency. Most leaders manage performance at the surface level. They focus on outcomes, metrics, deadlines, deliverables, and those are all important. However, without understanding what drives those outcomes, what's below the surface, improvement is limited. To improve performance, leaders need to go deeper into the motivation that drives the behavior. Consistency is the real indicator of high performance. Anyone can perform well occasionally, but high-performing teams deliver consistently, and consistency comes from alignment, not pressure. When systems and motivation align, performance stabilizes. Performance becomes predictable when motivation is understood. At TalentMotives, we focus on intrinsic drivers, the factors that shape how people work and collaborate. When leaders understand these drivers, they gain clarity. And with clarity, they can build teams that perform at a consistently high level. Workforce performance is not just about what people do. It's about what drives how they do it. And when you understand that, performance becomes something you can design, not just manage.